and welcome to yet another episode of Sports Hub with Ebere. My name is Ebere Oji, your host on the show being aired on Ryan Sports. Here on the show, we bring to you live updates on sporting events, games, activities all over Europe's top leagues. Our COR, or Center of Reference, has always been football and everything that pertains footballing activity. So you are welcome once again. How is your weekend going? Mine is going on well. And against the backdrop of the UCL, the Champions League, and the Europa League, of course, I want to say kudos to the English teams that actually participated in that competition. Everyone did well except Manchester United. Manchester United, to an extent, did well. Manchester United, that for those that did not win, that's what I'm saying. Now, for clubs that didn't win, Manchester United didn't win. Aston Villa and Brighton, the other English teams that participated in the competition in Europe, they did well. They did exceptionally well. The likes of Arsenal, Manchester City, and Newcastle. Yes, they did well. They got a draw against AC Milan. So kudos, and also Liverpool. Liverpool came against them. It was against Lax, and they won their game. They won their game from the back. It was 1-0 in the first half. Second half, the game ended 3-1. So kudos to Liverpool. Kudos to every other team that, for all the teams in England that participated in European competitions over the course of the week and won. Congratulations. Of course, we have a lot of games in Europe to play. So I don't know. Let's see what happens for the likes of Manchester United, Brighton, and Aston Villa. I feel they have what it takes to go far in other games that we played in Europe. So kudos. Now moving on to the games for this weekend. This is game week 6, if I'm not mistaken. Game week 6. 5 games have been played so far. It is only Manchester City that has 100% record, that has won all 5 games. So they have 15 points on the league table. Every other team has dropped points, either they drew or they lost or they've been losing repeatedly. You understand now. So we've got games to be played today. We've got over 6 games to be played today, and also the NLD rather, the North London Derby will be played tomorrow. It is against them. It is between Tottenham and Arsenal. Tottenham Arsenal. I'll be doing a 60 seconds on Ryan Sports tomorrow morning. Yes, just keep the dial locked on an exclusive on that game. It's a special game. Do you understand? It's going to be a special fixture. Both teams are on point. Both teams are spot on. Both teams, they've been playing well. Both teams, they've been scoring goals. So let's see what happens. Arsenal has always had the last laugh at the end of the bet. This is a Tottenham without a hurricane. So what happens? It's going to be business as usual, or something going to be unique in that game for tomorrow. So watch out for the 60 seconds on Raheem Sports. Yes, so now let's kick off. Before we kick off, kindly follow me on socials. My social media platforms are listed up somewhere here, just on the screen. Kindly follow me on my social media platforms. I'm on TikTok, I'm on YouTube, I have a YouTube channel. I'm on Facebook, of course. This is on Facebook, if I'm not mistaken. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter, I'm on IG. Just follow me, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend that something awesome is happening here on Ryan Sports. Now, moving on to the games for the weekend. Yes, today, the first game, we have 4 games that will be played by 3 p.m. in the EPL. Today is the 23rd day in the month of September 2023. We have Crystal Palace versus Fulham. That game will be played by 3 p.m. We have Luton Town versus Wolves. That game will be played by 3 p.m. as well. Then we have Manchester City. Yes, 3 games will be played by 3. Beg your pardon. Manchester City versus Nottingham Forest. It will be played at the Etihad by 3 p.m. Then by 5:30 p.m. we have Brentford versus Everton. And finally, the game all Manchester United fans will be looking, and of course the trolls and the banter team will be looking forward to Burnley versus Manchester United. That game will be played at the Turf Moor by 8 p.m. tonight. Yes, 8 p.m. tonight. So Crystal Palace versus Fulham. It is a London derby as well. It is a South London versus a West London kind of derby. Crystal Palace, Rod Hudson, they've not really been too great. In 5 games, in five games that has been played so far, the 5 games that have played so far for Crystal Palace, they've just won 2, they've lost 2, and they've drawn 1. Fulham have the same number of games. Both teams, they've played the same number of games. Both teams, they've won 2 games, they've drawn 2, and they've lost 2, and they've drawn just 1. Yes, they've drawn just 1. Now, Crystal Palace, I don't think they have the bite. The Eagles, I don't think they have the bite to stop a Fulham side. I understand that Fulham lost Mitrovic to the Saudi Pro League, but the players they got so far, they've been impressive. Yes, they lost 5-1, 2 games that's on the game week 4. They lost against Manchester City at the Etihad, 5-1. I see Crystal Palace would not be a huge stumbling block for Fulham, for Marco Silva's side. I see them going ahead to win this game. They've got good attacking pace. They've got pace in the attack. They've got pace and also in their defense line. But if you're looking at the Crystal Palace side, Crystal Palace, they've not really gotten themselves since Zaha left. Since Zaha left to Galatasaray, they've not gotten themselves, they've not gotten themselves very well. So I don't see much firepower, and Olise's out injured. Ebere Chikwueze rather he has been doing well, but the Ayu has not. There's nothing spectacular about the Crystal Palace side. They tend to struggle before they win, and the wins they got was against Sheffield United, if I'm not mistaken. They got a win against Sheffield United and Wolves, something like that. Like those wins were like 4-3, 1-0. It was not I know a win is a win. Do you understand? But I've not seen anything spectacular about this Crystal Palace side. Nothing at all. I've not seen. There's nothing so outstanding about them. Honestly, so outstanding about them. But for Fulham, they've got firepower. They've got Rogeminis that they got from Wolves. They've got players. They've got very good players. So, and I see them going. And a good thing about Fulham is that they succeeded in extending Paulinho's deal. So that's a good one. He was supposed to join Bayern on a season-long loan. Do you understand? With an option to make it permanent, or either the season-long loan, or it was a permanent deal. But at the last minute, it didn't happen, and so he ended up returning back to Fulham and extending his contract. But we don't know what will happen in January. We don't really know what will happen in January. But it's a good one. They were able to hold fast that guy, and they got good players. They got the likes of Alexi Iwobi, Alexi Iwobi leaving Everton to join Fulham. Like they got good players. So it's not gonna be a walk in the park for Fulham, to be honest. But then they're gonna win that game. My prediction is 3-1. They would concede, but they'll win that game. Fulham would concede, but they will win that game. Now, moving on to the next game, it is Luton Town versus Wolves. I see Wolves winning this game against Luton Town. Yes, Luton Town, they are at home. I don't see. There's nothing. I'm not saying because probably the likes of Chelsea won. They won them 3-0. It's Luton Town. Come on, guys. It's Luton. It is Luton Town. I don't see any. There's no big deal. No big. Everybody they go their stadium. Anywhere they play against Luton Town, they will collect 3 points. That's sure. Wolves should be winning this game. Why I'm saying should, because anything can happen. But on a very good day, Wolves should be winning this game against Luton Town away. So that game will be played by 3 p.m. today. Manchester City versus Nottingham Forest. Manchester City, if you notice, in the first half of every game, like most of their games this season, in the first half of the game, they tend to struggle. Maybe the first 20-25 minutes, they struggle with goals. The likes of Haaland, I understand he has over 6-7 goals this season, but it takes time before they kind of adjust in a game, before they find their rhythm. The first 10, 15, 20 minutes, they're everywhere. But over time, as the game, progresses, they tend to find their rhythm, try to do what we know Manchester City tends to do against opposition team. That is why they are the world champion. Like they are English champions. Everybody's looking at them as a standard. Yes, they look at them. I aim to be like Manchester City. I aim, that is the standard they have set for everyone in the EPL. Now, Manchester City versus Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest are not a work. I know Nottingham Forest, they are like Chelsea, that in terms of buying. But if you take a Nottingham Forest for a ride, they will hurt you. That's just it. Manchester City should understand that. In as much as I know they tend to, the last season they did well, impressively, they did well against Nottingham Forest. I think what's his name, Haaland actually scored a hat-trick against Nottingham Forest last season at the Etihad. Now this season is a different season. This season, my advice is try as much as possible. Once the game starts, try to score the goals in the first half. Try to score as many goals as you can against a Nottingham Forest. Because if you leave them and say it is business as usual, they will hurt you. They would hurt you in such a way that you will not even enjoy it at all. Because once they score a goal, they will want to sit back. They will maintain this their roadblock as a low block until the game doesn't. They would frustrate your efforts. So trying as much as possible to score goals against them, make them distorted at the back line. Then you'd have a good one. Like it's going to be a walk in the park for you. Of course, this is Etihad, and you should be winning this game. So Manchester City versus Nottingham Forest by 3 p.m. That game is a straight win for Manchester City. Haaland, of course, will score. Alvarez has been outstanding. Alvarez will score. And Doku, like they've got stars. Now the ability for them to come together as usual to make this happen once and as early. Not you don't wait to the ending of the game or maybe the second half or maybe after like 30 minutes you start finding your rhythm. No, you try as much as possible to score those goals as soon as possible, as early as possible, and you're good to go. Now moving on to the next game for 5:30, the game is Brentford versus Everton. Everton, they've struggled. Imagine even allowing what's his name leave. Last season, they allowed Richarlison leave for £60 million to Tottenham, and you see how they struggled. They almost relegated, but it was those few points that helped them not to, they didn't, succumb into the 18th, 19th, 20th place at the end of the season. Now, again, this season, I don't think they have, it's just one win. Yes, I think it's just one win they have. It's just one win so far, yes, and they've lost a lot. They've lost Everton in the last 5 games. They've won just one. Yes, they drew 1, they won 1, and they lost 3. Yes, and it's not been a good one. It's not been a good one. Brentford has been okay. Brentford has been okay. It's just that since this season they get to get a win at home. It's been like 2 draws. The games they played at home this season, it's been 2 draws at home. So I feel this is an opportunity for them to make their mark, get the first win at home. And will they be getting the first win at home against Everton? I see them getting the first win against Everton. Everton, yes, got in the likes of Beto. They got in the likes of Beto from Udinese last this summer, this just concluded summer transfer market, and they got in 1 or 2 players, little play. But you losing Gary, what's his name, Demaran Gray, and Alex Iwobi in one transfer market. It doesn't make sense. Calvin Lewin is an injury prone striker. You cannot depend on him. What else? Okay, they have Dokure. There's no much. There's nothing. It's not too interesting. Like the Everton side, there's no big deal about Everton. I don't see them posing a threat against the Brentford. Brentford, yes, despite the fact that they have what's his name again, Ivan Toney out, suspended for 8 months according to for betting charges and all. They've got players that score goals. Wissa is there. They've got even the guy from Cameroon. Like they score goals. They are very good. Despite the fact they also lost Raya, that's their goalkeeper, David Raya, on loan with an option or an obligation for him to join Arsenal at the end of the loan deal. I see them. They don't even. It doesn't even look as though they've lost so much. Like it's not really affecting them. So I see them going all out to get their first win this season at home against Everton. That game will be played by 5:30 p.m. Now the game of all games, Manchester United, and of course the banter community will be looking forward to is the Burnley versus Manchester United game. They can be played by 8 p.m. tonight at the Turf Moor. Kompany used to be a Manchester City player. He's a legend. He's a skipper. And he's playing against Manchester United, this time not as a player but as a coach. It is like it's a debut for him. Forget the fact that it is Burnley he's managing now. It is a debut for him. He would want to try as much as possible to replicate what they tend to do, as it's gonna be more like a derby game than Burnley Man United. Of course, both teams are not of the same they're not of the same cadre, but it is Burnley, it is Kompany. Kompany is a legend of Manchester City. He would want to replicate the same thing he tends to do, or the same thing they did when anytime they play Manchester City, Manchester United derby. So this game is going to be an interesting one. On paper, my prediction, now listen, on paper, Manchester United is supposed to win this game. Manchester United in the last 5 games, they've lost 1, they've just won 1, and that one was against Nottingham Forest. They've lost like 4 games consecutively. So they would want to win this game. They need to win this game. On paper, they are favorites to win the game, but anything can happen. Burnley can say, okay, this team, they are kind of struggling. They're trying to get, if Man United don't get their ashes together on time in this game, they would concede. Onana might be one of their saving grace in the game today, but anything can happen. Anything can happen. Kindly let me know your predictions for the games. Remember, the first game for today is Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace will take on Fulham at the Horse Park by 3 p.m. We have then after that game, we also by 3 p.m. we have Luton Town versus Wolves by 3 p.m. Manchester City will take on Nottingham Forest at the Etihad by 3 p.m. By 5:30 p.m. we have Brentford. Brentford will take on Everton by 5:30 p.m. Then finally the last game for today, it is Burnley versus Manchester United by 8 p.m. We've got other games that we play tomorrow. tomorrow that's the North London derby, Chelsea versus Aston Villa, Liverpool. A lot of games to play tomorrow, but 60 seconds on Rahel Sports will be coming up. Our post-match talks also after the games for today will be coming up as well. So keep the dial locked. Tell a friend to tell a friend that something awesome is happening here on Ryan Sports. My socials, like I said earlier, it's on the screen. Just check anywhere on the screen, and then kindly follow me on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, like, comment, make it more interactive. This has come to stay. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, and may the best team win today. Let's enjoy the game of football. My name remains Ebere Oji, the host of this show. Thank you so much for the support, for the likes, for the shares. I am grateful. We'll keep pushing, and we're not stopping. We'll keep pushing. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.